Hi, everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, I gotta shut the door real quick. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. Oh, hi, Rossi. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, goodness. So I'm just looking at a couple of stones here because they have me working with them. So for today's read, dun, 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 dun. Doing a little homework here, real quick, guys. I'll be right there. Hello, everybody coming in. Jonathan! Woo! Some of my favorite peeps is here. Jonathan, I am doing my homework. Miles is putting me to work. How are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, yeah. Quartz crystal. What we can see. 263. Does anybody know if the Lemurian seed is the same thing as Lemurian quartz crystal? Anyway. All right, guys, so it is Friday, and Friday means Friday's fixtures. So, what does that mean? So, for most of us here in the US, our week starts on Mondays and it ends on Friday, So we get that time to reflect a little bit, right? So Friday's fixtures is about finding one thing that you're ready. You're ready right now to just find the little tweak that you could possibly need to fix something grand, as in ourself, right? So when we come in, we kind of turn ourselves into a chandelier, one of the most beautifulest chandeliers. It's made out of anything you can imagine. For you is what your chandelier is made out of, whether it's beautiful turquoises, or maybe it's polychrome jasper, or maybe it is Heckmeyer diamonds, or sea glass, or whatever your gorgeous, beautiful chandelier crystal is. Maybe it's the most brilliant cut prisms ever, whatever it may be, right? It's not about taking the whole thing down. Sometimes you just got to tweak it. So, for those that have not been to a Friday's Fixtures, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are coming back, remember this works just a little bit different than meta messages. This is run by Miles. This is Miles' thing, and Miles gets to come in and he gets to hang out with you and he gets to have his moment, right? So, for about a year, Miles has been just on me about wanting to do this show called What Would Miles Do, right? And I was like, no, no, no. He was like, we're going to initial it WWMD. And I'm like, no, because a whole lot of people are going to take that wrong, right? So we went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And finally, when I started getting certain stones, I understood the assignment, right? So one of our beautiful gems sent me something, and neither he nor I knew what exactly it was going to be, but I now understand the assignment, and that is this Apache tier right here, guys. So the journey of this gorgeous stone it is something I just can't express to you enough. It originated, and I'm not kidding you. I felt the first zap when I found this gorgeous Lumerian quartz crystal, and I didn't understand it. And then this Orca Jasper found me that I call Shamu. I think Mo. Don't we call him Shamu? Well, anyway, so then I started getting these gorgeous things and I started understanding, oh, I'm supposed to be like specifically working with you, right? So, anyway, Friday's fixtures now are originating with their own energy, right? So every one of you will have the power of the stone or crystal that comes with the card. So if you have the stone, grab it, throw it in your bra, your pocket, your socks, around your neck, let it dance around in your pocket as long as it's not a worry stone. Let it be you, let it carry you, let it be the thing that helps you find your fixture. If you don't have it, that's okay. There's all kinds of energies out there that you're drawn to. And hell, who knows? It may be a balance to that crystal or stone. So from here on out, Friday's fixtures. Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Miles has this entourage. He likes to open the door for if you're a good guy, come on in and hang out. If you guys have a guide that likes to wander, right? And every time they come in, it seems like every Friday they want to stimulate and overpower. So anyway, okay, so we're gonna try this one more time. So we have a Orca Jasper, we have a Apache Tear, we have Chrysocolla, we have a Lemurian Quartz Crystal, and we have a Golden Healer, right? Okay, so with that being said, Friday's fixtures are that one word, right? So when you put your me in there, make sure you put the one word that we are looking at to focus. Even though the messages are already made out, for some reason I have a feeling it is actually going to go with your words somehow, some way. I mean, I am a bard. Let's make it happen. So, when you guys are ready, go ahead and start dropping your names. Rossi is your go to moderator to know anything about the list, guys, right? She will do last call. She knows how it goes. There's only 10 messages. They can go pretty quickly. So, if you want a slot, get it. Once Rossi calls, last call. That's it, y'all. You only have 60 seconds. If you do not make it and we don't even have 10, that's it. We're done, right? So you guys keep us going. You guys keep the energy here. So when you're ready, let's go. Anything else you guys need, get with any of the other moderators. I promise you they got you, whether it's a link or whatever. And Jonathan. I'm so happy you're here, but kittens. Oh gosh. Kittens. They think I'm the tower, y'all. Well, no, let me rephrase that. Mimi thinks I am her tower, right? I am okay with being the spare, the foster mama right now, but the tower, no, 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 no. I don't know how many times. So I was sitting down this morning, and I noticed her. I thought she was just playing with my thing because my romper's kind of got those wide leg bottoms. So I thought she was just kind of playing with the bottom. I wouldn't notice. What I didn't notice is that she was climbing up the inside of my romper and she had got to just above my knee. And I'm like, oh boy, hello. So when I stood up, I was like, So she did a little leg tumble down my leg. And oh my God, it was at that moment I decided that I was adding, some kind of scratch tree thing climber for kittens. So anybody, if you guys want to grab it for the babies, it is on my wish list. It's not that expensive. It's like I think less than $20 or $25. But it would be a great help because I can't do that. Nope. No, 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 no. My skin. No way, no way, no way. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, Joe G. Hi, Janet Lee. Hi, everybody coming in. Karen, hello. Let me see who is all here. I am so grateful for you all. The beautiful mosaic. Hello, hello. I know your work lurking. Hey, CJ. CJ, have I ever told you that's my son's initials? His name's Christopher Carver. It's 11:11. Well, of course, your day just started, but I'll take it. It is 4:11 here. 4:11. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, 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 hello. Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. La, 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 la. Sorry, all the work's on, Russie. Sorry. Mo is working, so she can't help you out. We'll get some moderators in here in a minute. Guys, have some patience if you're wanting to know where you're at on the list and all that. And as soon as she gets where she's going, you guys, she'll take off and she'll go post a list and we will go, go, go. But how's your guys' week going, man? I really hope that it is going in the direction you need it to go, man. So I've been taking Mo and I decided we were going to take a manifestation class. So we took our first class yesterday, and man, it was kind of nice. Although I had no sleep from the night before, and I mean literally zero sleep, maybe 2 hours of sleep with kitten brain and the all night feedings. It's just, it's been a lot. But anyway, um, it was interesting. I was taking notes and everything, and then there's like a second part or an encore or something. It's going to be nice. We're going to take that one too, because it's on a Saturday. So hopefully it will work out a little better, and I will have had just a little bit more sleep. So, but I'm really looking forward to that. So we only have Jonathan. Jonathan, you might be our one and only love. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I love it. As soon as I can get my thingy to turn here. Where are we going? I saw his thing here. I don't know where. The chat got the jumping. Okay, Jonathan, aloha. Mo. Hello, Janet Lee. Flower Beauty. Hey, Flower Beauty. Ellen, hello. If I didn't see you guys, I'm saying hello now. In Miles we trust. Ooh wee. He could be quite pushy. Mr. Floyd. Well, well, well. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. When you channel Saint Germain, Mr. Floyd Miles appreciates him so much. Right, Jonathan? Like hell, I just found the mute button, guys. Oh, and I set it down. That's my fault. See, that's what happens. I set the mute button down. I set that damn mute button down. Okay, so Jonathan, will you retype in your word? Because I did see you, but I cannot seem to re-find you because the chat is going crazy. And maybe the entire crowd has never seen a Friday's fixtures. And it's run differently every single time. Me flowing. Okay. Oh, here we go. See? And you know what's crazy? He was like, "You're so impatient." Right as I was saying it, Miles was like, "She's so impatient." And then comes up right behind you. All right, so here we go. Flowing. All right, flowing. Which one would you like, Miles? Of course you want that one. Of course you. So he is absolutely picking the Orca Jasper for you. And oh my gosh, give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. So There's one attribute that he wants you to know more than anything. It doesn't matter which Jasper you pick, but if you just happen to have the Orca Jasper, he wants you to focus on supreme nurturing. I don't know what that entitles you or implies for you or where it fits in your life. And words hard right now, but I think probably later Miles might be able to find the correct word that I apparently can't find, but it's all about the ultimate, the extreme, right? So let's see what your fixture is. So your fixture is something between the devil, ooh, and the five of wands. Really, really, Miles? Oh my God. Okay. Mm. So when it comes to flowing, we got that devil on our shoulder, right? Because I mean, come on, let's be real about this. If you've actually ever meditated, I guarantee you found out that there is so much more to even written word, right? Sometimes we find out that it is actually as they say it, as within, so without, as above, so below. It is the genuine reflection that we want, right? We want to see it on the outside everywhere we look. Therefore, we have to have it already on the inside. It doesn't matter what the outside of our body looks like if we have it on the inside, because that's what we see, that's what we represent, right? So that means that all of us have to understand in order to have that beauty, we have had to have come from somewhere, right? And I think that's where you're at with this devil in reverse. But you got this five of wands over here, right? So it isn't about always having to submit to the monkey mind of it. Sometimes it's literally having to break things down slowly, right? Sometimes it's just about understanding what the five itself is, right? So in the fixture of finding something with the flow of it, it is going to fall somewhere between understanding that there's more than just fire going on, right? There's more than just knowing it has to be about all five elements, right? It has to be balance all the way around. That's why there's two arms and two legs and then a torso, right? There has to be that balance to the five. The five represents the entire body, including the devil. So, with recognizing the devil as a part of you, that gives you an opportunity to be yet again one step above the game when it comes to dealing with people that can't see the devil within themselves. They're too busy pointing fingers and blaming everyone else, or they need someone else to be a liar, or they need someone else's life to be something they can pick apart, right? So hold on to the value of knowing that you are actually so close to this. It's about releasing the fear. The fates come in to tell you, and I do mean the fates. So when these fairies and imps and wood nymphs and water nymphs and fire nymphs come in, the fates are about a destiny that you will fulfill, whether you want to or not, whether you willingly do it or not. These kind of imps and energies and pixies and trixies, when they are fates, when they have that kind of spirit moving them, they are coming from something much higher than the ones that roam upon the earth, right? They have just as much magical influence, but they're not always fated to teach you a lesson, right? So when they come in, the fates are about that lesson or that blessing, right? So sometimes when it's a lesson, it doesn't mean that it is a teacher that's coming in because they just hit us hard, knock us on our ass, and then they're gone. They did their job, right? But then sometimes we get them and they are a teacher. They are willing to work with us as long as we are working with ourselves. So remember that this is fated for you, but it does have to do with you giving yourself just more self-care, right? Sometimes that physical exertion of the walk and that gorgeous, beautiful, picture perfect moment needs 5 more minutes of just you. You don't have to share it with anybody unless you want to. You don't have to invite anybody in unless you choose to. So remember that the fixture is about releasing the fear, not holding on to it. So the action in this card right here, the releasing of the fear is like this. All right, the action. Place your hands on a part of your body where you feel fear most intensely. Breathe into this area for a few minutes without allowing any emotion to effortlessly rise or distract you from the surface below. Your action is to ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? Why do I keep digging? This is the pinpoint, deepest moment that you realize that you are now driving that fear into becoming action itself. Once again, ask that fear, what is the worst thing that could happen to me? Take a moment and truly imagine that facing this possibility right now is in a process that will start dissolving the charge and change of others. So once you breathe intensely through this fear, repeat it, following it with, I have no longer fear of you. I no longer need you. I no longer choose you. I no longer allow you to carry me. I choose me. I freely become my loving self and I focus on seeing myself as courageous. And now I transfer you through to something positive in my life. So your fixture is an action. You got to get out there, but not for anyone else. And it's not like you don't get out there, but if you're getting because somebody else needs you to get, and you're not actually giving it yourself, you're just going with the motion and planned routine program, make sure you give yourself another 5 minutes. Whether you're late to something else, disappoint them, let them down. Or maybe just start an extra 5 minutes early because somewhere along the way, something else needs just 5 minutes with you. And that's what I've got for you, sweetie. Okay, we'll go this way. We'll go right away. We have an updated list. Give me a second here. Let me update my pen. Okay, y'all got to work with me because Rossi is our moderator on lists, and boy, she be on it. So I'd be having to unpin and repin the updated list. All right, so Jonathan, done. So we are on Janet Lee, forgiveness. All right, Janet, you are up. I love that part too, Jonathan. Please never stop. Please, 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 please never stop. But hey, I will always take second or third as long as you're first. So Janet Lee, they want you to have Miles pick the golden healer for you. So unfortunately, I have not had a lot of time to get to know this beautiful thing, but what I can tell you is that, well, my life is slowly changing with it sitting in the living room, right? So many times within the week or so I've had this, what I can tell you from my own experience is that there were moments where I could have literally just lost my cool, lost my shit, showed my ass. It wasn't just once either, let me tell you. But I know this has something to do with it. Maybe I don't know how, and I don't know everything it's doing to me, but even holding it right now. You know, when you grab a stone, most of the time, I bet you if I grab, yep, yep, let me hold on, yep, yep. I mean, yep. So I'm telling you, there's like a chill to the stone, right? It's not like there's no chill. The stone is like warm, like it has been sitting next to this damn candle that's sitting way over here, y'all. Okay. I have a wood candle burning, keeping the energy going. We have Shifra the elf sitting with us, and Buddha, and all these gorgeous stones. And this stone is sitting way over here with all the rest of them, but it is the only one that is just warm, right? I grew up with my grandfather saying that anyone that had constant cold hands and cold feet had the warmest heart he'd ever met, and my hands are always cold, no matter what. My feet are always cold. I'm always cold. So I'm honored that I get to share this incredibly warm, powerful stone with you. So do some homework on it for both of us. But that is your stone. If you have one, go get it, rock with it. It's going to be there for you for always. And like I said, just set it around. I'm telling you, it just does something. It's just intense. It's wonderful. And I can't wait because I can't say anything and I'm not saying anything, but I may have. Never mind. Never mind. I'm being told to shut up, so I'm going to shut up. Okay. Anyway, let's go. So, judgment and the star. Ooh, okay. Ooh, forgiveness. And we got forgiveness, right? Yeah, forgiveness, judgment. Ooh. So, this literally can go both ways. I used to be so opinionated to people, right? Like it didn't matter who they were, it didn't matter what they looked like. It didn't matter. I don't care if they wore the nicest clothes. I don't care if they looked like a bum on the street. I don't care. I used to treat them the same, man. I was nasty to them. I was mean to people, right? I was very judgmental. But what I didn't know until I started doing my own Alice in Wonderland and down the hole I went looking into myself, I started realizing how hard I was on myself, right? I started realizing that it was real hard for me to find forgiveness for anyone because I couldn't forgive myself, right? Because I thought that there's no way I'll ever be this. There's no way I'll ever be able to change that. There's no way this. There's no way that. I literally kept knocking my damn self every which way. I mean, as soon as I would even have the glimmerest flint, just the smallest little flicker of a positive light thought in my mind or even feel it in my heart, I immediately got judgmental, right? I didn't realize that even though I was projecting it to people, what I didn't know, it was within me. It was my heart, right? My heart had hardened to so many things, including myself. Forgiveness was one of those things that I was damn standing on. I wasn't giving no one. No, if they had wronged me or got me, or they were still getting me, I had to get them back, right? I still played that game with them. And in logical theory, once I thought about it, I wasn't playing it with them at all. Matter of fact, they weren't playing the game at all. They were playing hell because I was giving them hell and I was the only one making the moves on the chessboard. So I was literally playing tit for tat with myself. I was assuming they were going to make moves they never made. Oh, man, anyway, it doesn't matter, right? But when it came to finding that forgiveness, it started with myself, right? And it was at that moment that I realized, well, damn. You mean all I got to do is forgive me? That's all I have to do. Well, it forced me to look at things differently, right? If I wouldn't do it to myself, well, then just don't do it to them. Well, that thought right there started ticking something in the back of my little brain that I didn't know anything about. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was going to figure it out. So, what I can tell you is that judgment and the star is about you understanding that forgiveness must come from you, right? Once you forgive you, forgiving them naturally comes if you truly wholeheartedly forgive yourself first. And I know that sounds crazy and it sounds asinine, but trust me when I tell you, you must forgive you first, even if you are the victim. Even if you're the victim and then it turned into the victimizer. Even if it went from being the victim to the victimizer to now playing a game of tit for tat and you're possibly even blackmailing those people and using what happened to you against them because they don't want to be told on. And you use that to your advantage. You are playing a game with yourself. Your mind is manipulating not only the situation, not only them, but you as well. right? That's that part of our brain that we let go. That's that super ego that thinks that it could just go and go and go and go and go and go and go. And then along the way, it picks up cockiness and it picks up greed and it picks up lust and jealousy and all that other shit along the way. But we don't realize that because we're playing a game. We're too busy. We're just throwing it in our pocket and shoving it down deep in our pockets, and we don't even realize we're doing it. So finding forgiveness for you is literally the very first step to understanding that it will change. They also want you to understand that there is time for a nap along the way, because this distance for authenticity to forgiveness is going to be long, right? So you got time for a nap, go the distance, and authenticity, right? So these are your cue cards that not only has it already probably started and you're just right now on that little cat nap time. Cat nap time. Very funny. You are understanding that the deeper you go, there is only benefit for you, right? No longer are you going to feel the pain. No longer can you physically go through those mental ladders because you are now in a different place than you used to be. Recognizing that right now and from this moment on is divine timing for you is the way to forgiveness. If you won't do it to yourself, ultimately don't do it to them is a wonderful way to start understanding what forgiveness looks like. And then understanding that if that person, right, if we turn around this coin and look at the other side of it, we have to understand that maybe it's finding forgiveness for that other person, right? Maybe that other person doesn't even understand that what they're doing is hurting me. It's suffocating me. It's stifling me, right? They don't know it, maybe because you aren't telling them, and a closed mouth never gets fed. So maybe all you have to do is recognize that divine timing right now will get you to either open up the door to open the conversation for you and this person. But if it is not another person involved, then you yourself will have action to take. And that action is you must first take some deep breaths and focus on creating a sense of equality within yourself and for yourself. Ask yourself right now, what do you desire? And then add, I ask my higher self to bring me this blank, even if it is a state of mind, into my life right now. It is, or something better, something for my designed higher good, for me to live my best life. It is right now a perfect time and a perfect place for me to understand what you need and will invoke of me. After I take these breaths, I will imagine that I have now opened a part of my heart and my mind that I didn't know exist, and I will receive the desires that my highest good has for me. So there is an action, and it starts with breathing. You will breathe, you will speak these things into existence. But once you are looking at the forgiveness and how you're going to tweak it, make sure that you start with yourself. And then moving forward, just know all you got to do is what is right for you. You don't have to worry about doing what's right for them, because as long as you're doing what's right for you, it can't be disrespectful to them. You're not doing it for them or to them. You're doing it for you. And that's what I've got for you. My hat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we got one more updated list. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. Sometimes fixtures go really quick, guys. Sometimes it takes me a minute to get through them because I have to understand kind of where they're going with them. All right, next we have. Oh wait. So is Joji? Is that up? Who's up? Who's up next? Joji. Cushion. Mr. Floyd, Move, Karen S. Unheard, Rossi, Inspiration. Okay, so Joji, you are up. welcome. Absolutely, Careboard. You know the rules. Take everything that resonates. Don't matter who it's for. Mm-mm. Timeless, and it don't matter who you are, where you are, even if you're somewhere in the future. Everything. Take everything that resonates. Look, if it don't fit, don't lace that shoe up. If it don't fit, let it go. Somebody will pick it up. I promise. I guarantee it. Mama sushi. Mama sushi has baby sushi. Boy, y'all talk about, ooh, I would just be just cheesing when I be seeing them pictures. All right. Joji, are you here? Absolutely. Take it. Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. All right. I'm just trying to see if Joji is here, guys. Give me 1 second. Y'all know the rules. If you ain't here, I pass by you. Jonathan. Okay. All right, Joji. All right. Last call for Joji, y'all. If he's here, let me know, y'all. I'm not. Oh, he's here. Okay. All right. Joji, they want you to have the Lemurian quartz crystal, right? So when you think about what actually is a Lemurian quartz crystal, I don't know how my camera's going to show up, but there's like these gorgeous lines, right? And I don't mean just one or two. There's hundreds, maybe thousands of these very all I'm assuming these lines go like all the way through the entire crystal. They're not just there on the outside, but they're like barcodes, I swear to God. But anyway, there's knowledge and history and all kinds of goodies inside a Lemurian quartz crystal, right? It's even got some of the stilobite still attached to it, right? So if you don't have one, it's quite all right. There is balancing energy that can be worked out for you. Um, you are starting with well, actually, this is pretty good for real. I'm not even mad about this. So, cushion, right? So, as I mean, he used the word shallow, but I'm not going to say that. So, cushion could be anything, right? Like just somewhere soft to sit or land, right? So, if I Oh, I can't wait to see it. Okay, look, don't throw me off. Look, he's gonna start like flicking my ear and doing. Look, he already is chirping like a chipmunk right now. Okay, okay, okay. So anyway, Joji, listen. Sometimes when we ask for things that we don't actually need because we already have it, um, we forget because we've got ourselves in that comfort zone, right? We've kind of boxed ourselves in because we're trying to protect ourselves, and life is doing everything it can to rip that box apart because you're not one that can be boxed up. You're not one that can stay contained within those little boundaries, right? That border, that beautiful puzzle that you are, that border, it's always growing, it's always learning things. I think that's why they wanted you specifically to have the Lemurian quartz crystals, right? Because every time someone new gets a Lemurian quartz crystal, they get a chance to unlock their opportunity to open, whether it's the halls of knowledge or the Akashic records or some amazing place that validates something they needed to know, whether it's their existence or their ancestors' existence. What there is validation and proof that there is more that we don't understand within the metaphors and the similes that so many books that are written are based off of. Whether they are books that have many chapters that have been removed and you must find them, hunt them down, and read them to understand what other books may mean because they're like decoding or whatever it is. Maybe you like puzzles. Don't know. But what I expect is, or what I understand is that you yourself and your wife are the cushion, whether it's the cushion for your children or it is the cushion for your future. You and your wife are the team to build it. Even if you don't think you have it right now, they're gonna want you to go up and do that eagle eye look, like look, literally get you a trampoline and just start jumping until you get high enough. You can get that bigger perspective on what's going on, because I believe you already have the cushion. You just aren't looking at it through the aspects of a cushion, right? When you have that stability of having your soulmate, a connection to the Empress as well, something that can, the Empress, right? That Mother Earth energy. Mother Earth values, protects, and cherishes the dead. Your wife works with them. Your wife works with that Earth energy, right? And then you've got the lovers. The lovers in this case paired with Mother Earth. I know they're talking about the foundation that you built all those years ago, through all of the ups and downs and lefts and rights and stepping over, stepping around, stepping through, stepping in the wrong direction with each other. You still came back because you believed that there was no one else like you, right? When it comes to when you see each other, when you understand each other, right? Intimacy isn't always about knowing that you have to explain yourself to anybody. It's wanting someone to know that about you. And when someone wants that in return with just you, man, there's nothing wrong with that. So embrace meditation, right? So there's this thing that Miles loves to do, and it's just drives me nuts. But every day I have to give myself 11 minutes. No phone. I can have some puff puff. I can have some coffee. I can even have some music, as long as it's megahertz and it's somewhere in the 500s, right? No 600s, no 400s, no, 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 somewhere in the 500s, right? It has to be that low root healing megahertz, right? But it's 11 minutes. And trust me, if I don't give it to myself, trust me, my day is all the way off. I've gotten that needy of it. It's become my drug, right? So they're going to need you to do that as well. So Miles is an 11-minute. He is a fifth dimension angel, and everything that he does in 11 everything. So go with it. 11, 22, 33, 44. Da, 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 da. Yep. That is Miles energy coming in, telling you balance. Balance starts with meditation. Meditation starts with what? Breathing. hmm And here we go again. Serendipity between the worlds, right? Divine gateway. And again, we have the green woman back here holding this portal, right? Holding the energy that you can walk through, right? You two, as a team, you already have your cushion. You may not understand it right now, and it may not make any sense. But I promise you, if you think about it and you come back to this, you will understand, with a little bit of meditation and a whole lot of breathing and giving yourself the commitment of giving you 11 minutes, you will find that you've had your cushion the whole time. And I believe that it lies within the woman that is the Empress in your life. And that's what I've got for you, babe. There's too much going on. Eternal light, hello. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Mr. Floyd, you are up. Well, y'all, I get nervous. There's a few people, I'm just telling y'all, I get nervous when they ask for reads. I mean, y'all know the list, right? Like, the list is like when Brian Blushing Nerd Tarot comes in, or, oh my God, Uncle Gerald. Like, you just get nervous, right? Chris Cartomancy Tarot. Oh, man. See, I'm telling y'all. Mr. Floyd, I get nervous reading for you. Move. I feel like this is a yawn for some reason. Move. I don't feel like this is like your soul. I don't feel like this is your energy. You channel too many upper level deities and immortals for it to be your energy. I'm feeling like, oh, my next move. Oh, okay. Miles, like he wants you to get a little nosy. Oh, okay. So this is kind of great because I actually found this crystal. So, um, a couple of months ago, I did a read for someone, and they went on my wish list. And I read by donation only or for free, guys. I don't charge, right? So they loved the reading, and they bought me all three of these Bibles here, right? But I just happened to be doing a little quick checking this morning or this afternoon before jumping on here, um, to see, if there was anything specifically that was going to be needed for, everything they wanted me to do for the read, right? So they choose Apache tier for you, Mr. Floyd. And that looks a little something like this. And this epic, gorgeous, like it makes my hands shake. Y'all see the shit? My hands was not shaking when I was not touching there. None of what. This damn stone has got some energy. Anyway, like it literally just. Okay, anyway, that doesn't matter. Okay, Apache tier. So this is in the obsidian family, right? This is a form of black obsidian, but it is much gentler in its effects. It still brings out and up negativity and it doesn't let it stay. It slowly transmutes it. An Apache tear is excellent for absorbing negative energies and repelling them and protecting your aura. It is grounding and cleansing, and it is connected to the earth chakra. Apache tear also got its name because it is believed to shed tears in a time of sorrow. This is a comfort stone. It will provide insight into the source of the distress and relieve the long held grievance. When using it in healing, it will give you vitamin C and D properties, and it will remove negative toxins and help calm an active muscle spasm. In men, if you have this stone, place it in your abdomen area. Physically let it sit on your body, right? So in women, it would be your breast area, and in the men, it would be your abdomen area, right? The stone is literally going. Now, y'all know I'm a root worker. I work with my stones and my crystals. I'm not necessarily a Reiki worker. I don't do all of that. I love it. I respect it, but it ain't my lane. I work with these crystals, you guys. I use these in my shadow work when we are pulling them traumas out of you so that you don't have to carry them no more. This is one of them stones. And baby, I'm so glad the one I got is almost the size of my palm because, baby, it does a whole lot of work for you, gems, when we are pulling it out. So I do believe that is your next step, right? How are we going to tweak this next step, right? So, with that being said, I wanted to know why that stone was for you, and I now understand. See, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. You already knew this too. You got Hangman in reverse and Hierophant. Come on now. I don't even have to go nowhere with them. You already knew this. You already knew this. Your ancestors told you on top of it, right? So I feel like I am confirming what you already knew. Miles, you did this one on purpose. You did this on purpose, right? You are needing to mend something, right? There is something that only you can do, right? They are setting you up to be in the exact poised position that no one else can do this. I don't know if this is a new guide that is coming in for you and maybe it's not something you're used to working with. It almost feels like this is completely out, like it pulls you literally out, like you got a 18 wheel, you got one of them triple axle semis headed on your ass. You ain't got no choice. They're forcing you into what it feels like is the fast lane, right? So when we find our lane and we're on that 37 lane highway, but we're in the like 14th lane because that's where our flow is, right? They're gonna push you up to about 29, right? They about to put you got an 18 wheel triple axle on your ass. What you gonna do? Yeah. Your path has already. Did y'all hear that? Is that one of Mr. Floyd's people? Did y'all just hear that? Okay, anyway, look, your ancestors done already said it. It's part of your destiny. You got no choice in this. You can keep fighting it all you want to, and all they're gonna do is keep throwing you into into it. So you have something so powerful that you and only you can do. And the only way to do it is just do it. It was written a long time ago and then chosen by you. You really got this, but it is going to take you understanding that you are the only one that can do this. You may inspire people because they want to do it and they don't know how. You're the one that's going to have to do the work on this. Trust me, it ain't easy being us. So you already know what it is. Sorry, I couldn't get more specific other than them throwing it in my face that you already know. And it has something to do with teaching people how to build something that repels negativity. It doesn't just absorb it and hold it for you. And then you don't even have to really dilute it or dissolve it. The stone does it all by itself because it's magma and earth. It does it all by itself. It can't be created without first being something and then connecting with earth and becoming something that can literally neutralize fire. This is created because it neutralized hardened, solidified magma. Anger, right? When Mother Gaia is mad, she throws a hurricane on us. She throws a tornado in our direction, or a volcano erupts, right? That kind of energy is what you need to prepare people for. And not everybody's ready. Some of us are. Well, some of us already know, and some of us are building a shield that nothing will penetrate. It's time for you to start building your shield. Because whatever is coming your direction, you're going to need the power of a volcano, magma, and earth itself. But you can do it. You can harness that power. I look forward to seeing what it is. Okie doke. All right. Yes, guys, Friday's Fixtures is a little bit longer show. It usually lasts about 90 minutes, so just have some patience. We get through them. I promise, I promise, I promise. Karen, you are up. Karen, you are up. You're welcome, Mr. Floyd. And it's not that I don't know your first name. It's just Miles has a lot of respect for you, and he tends to call people nicknames and pet names, and eventually he may even have one for you. But for now, I'm only allowed to call you Mr. Floyd. So, Karen, are you here, love? Here. Okay. All right. So, unheard. There's something she is not being heard about. And you are the Chrysocolla. Now, again, this is one of the new stones that is new to me. So give me 1 second. I want to see. I have lots of crystal books, guys. I just have them still boxed up and packed up because I don't have like bookshelves. I have one bookshelf, but it's already been used. So I don't have like that kind of stuff built up yet again to have all my books out. So I only have these guys right now, but I just want to see real quick. Crystal color. Ooh, crystal color 122. 122. So there was a little bit of information that came with the Chrysocolla when I received it a couple of weeks ago. But right now I've slept since then, and I have been invaded by kittens. So everything's put up. So the Chrysocolla, they want you to understand, comes in a variety of beautiful collaged colors. This powerful stone is dynamic. It influences energy within the body. It will purify and encourage communication and help speak your truth. Y'all, I can't make this shit up. It's literally what it says in the book. I cannot make this shit up. That's your beautiful, so powerful stone, right? So know that if you need to be heard, one little powerful tool that you can go get, and you can stick it in your socks, your bra, under your hat, your pocket. You can hold it in your hand. You can put it in your pocket. Well, there's a lot of speakers that'll put a bobby pin or something in their pocket, and they'll fidget with it when they're speaking so that they know that they are focusing on the clarity that they need, and the distraction is down here and it's being handled and it is not in the line of sight. So get you maybe a crystal cola if you have one. If you do, it may just help you be heard with clarity. For those, you can hear things but not listen, and you may be listening but you don't always hear what's being said, or you don't always comprehend it, right? I do believe that this ultimately within itself is going to be something that will help you learn to build your voice. It'll be like a microphone. Let it amplify what is being said. Like, I don't even have my microphone plugged in right now because I have so many guides and miles coming in. I don't feel like I need to amplify anything, right? But if I did, this would amplify my voice to make sure. So in a way, I guess I do have a microphone going. It's just not plugged into anything but me, right? So the overall energy of what you are going through is the Tower mixed with the Six of Wands, right? So when you think about this, you got kind of jokers to the left and clowns to the right. It's kind of been my theme here the last few days. The universe has been removing masks all the way around, right? It's like life itself has decided to bring a new algorithm, not only into my YouTube world, eh, but in real life, right? New people that I've never spoke to are speaking out to me. They're wanting to be a part of my group, my private group and Facebook. They're talking more, they're engaging more, they're asking more intuitive, smarter questions, more thought felt questions so that they can understand themselves more, right? So what I want you to understand is this Tower moment is because, and I don't like to be the one to have to say it, but the Six of Wands energy tells me that life itself threw this Tower moment upon you because you weren't listening, right? So we have these archives, right? These archetypes within us, and we go through these. And if you find a deck that is you, when I do mean like a tarot deck, and you find yourself within this tarot deck, what you find is that you started the Fool, and then you grew as you went, right? As you became more transparent with yourself, as you became more honest with yourself, you found out that all you were was learning different lessons, and the parts of you that changed from being this to now this. I was this way. I used to do it this way, but now I do it this way. I use this to know what not to do, and now I do it this way. I don't do it that way anymore because I did it for years. It didn't work. I know for me it don't work. If it works for you, great, but it doesn't work for me, right? So that's what they need you to understand. That is the reason that there is a Tower moment coming for you, right? I am not the reader that is going to tell you and skip you along your path into a Tower moment, because life itself has brought forth this Tower moment because they need you to change every single thing, right? When we have a foundation, that means we have four walls and a roof and all of that, and it is hot as hell, y'all. So when that Tower moment comes, it is because they are taking it back, right? Sometimes when we start it with good intentions, but then along the way, we start using filler things to fill in the brick and mortar parts of us, right? Those materialistic objects that mean nothing. They mean nothing. And if you start getting distracted by those, or you think that that is where you ultimately are going, then you yourself are becoming programmed to a world that has nothing to do with your journey, right? And we can find so many distractions there. So make sure that you understand that every time they gave you a moment to realize this wasn't for you, whether it was the devil, or whether it was the reverse hierophant, or maybe it was the temperance, and the temperance was in reverse, And it was telling you you're out of balance, you're out of whack. You keep choosing the wrong thing over and over and over again, thinking that everything else will be the same or it will be different, right? But you keep choosing the exact same things, or you keep going to the same place that broke your heart, thinking they can mend your heart or fix your heart, right? So you need to understand that it is only temporary, but it is your chance. This is life saying, okay, last chance, clean slate, let's start from scratch. No more fillers in your mortar. Use genuine, authentic concrete that you made sure what through your mortar and pestle, and you made sure that it was ground as fine as it could be so that nothing would break or penetrate those walls. You are now building an impenetrable fort for yourself. And you are doing that because you have learned to temper your own criticism with yourself, right? When we think we aren't being heard, we tend to be very loud in our own head with ourselves. We tend to be hard on ourselves. So what you're going to do is you're going to get that stone and you're going to understand that maybe it's time for the stone to be louder than you, right? So understand that it is not the question of why. And trust me, the universe hates that question. Learn to ask what for, right? What for am I learning, right? The cleansing isn't happening to you, it's happening for you, right? When you ask the universe to remove the mask, get rid of false people, get rid of false prophets, get rid of anybody that is not serving me, they are being detrimental to my growth. They are being detrimental to my serving me so that I may serve in my faith, right? And I may move forward in my faith and in my journey and in my quest and in my adventures, because it's not about the destination. We're all going to the same damn place the best way we know how. So the destination is never part of it. So why isn't about it? It's what for? What did I miss? This is your ample opportunity to go back slowly through the rubble, grab only those grains of sand that are your anchors. Do not grab anything else. Do not grab one distraction. Only grab the grains of sand. It's all you needed in the first place. So remember that as you're going through, but do it with patience. Understand that you have to be easy with yourself if you ever want yourself to be heard. Okay? Redemption isn't always easy. And it's definitely not worth it if you don't do the honest work. And I am not saying that to be mean, cruel, or hard, right? But if you really want to be heard, then pick up the microphone. Let yourself hear you so that all of us can hear you too. You are deserving of a very powerful voice. You are deserving of a Mozart amount of sound. And I know you got it in there. So use this tower, use it, tear it all apart, rip you apart so that you yourself can be heard the way you want to, because you're the one stitching you back together, right? What do I tell you, gems, all the time? Look, remember I told you I carry them right here so that I have them with me everywhere I go. I myself am made entirely of flaws stitched together with good intentions, right? Play the moments, pause the memories, stop the pain, replay the happiness. It's about being in the moment, always and forever, guys. Stay present, stay in the moment, and find your voice within you by working on that criticism that you're giving to yourself. Stop giving it to you. Give it away. Put it in a stone, put it in a jar, blow it away. It's not worth it. That's what I've got for you. Okie dokie. right. I am going to look at my list here. Rossi, you are up. I'm going to unpin this one. I'm going to pin up the new one. And we are going to rock it out, guys. And we are going to get through this. I love you guys for being here. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Being here lets me know that you wanted to get to know me just a little bit. And I get a chance to get to know you too. I'm a shadow reader. So when I pick these cards up for you guys, I get a little picture of you, of the gem that's hidden within you. And I absolutely love that we get to share this space and this time, and that you trust me enough to look inside of your subconscious and truly want to help you, because it takes someone that's been there to recognize it. So thank you so much for being here. If you made a donation, or if you hit up one of those moderators and put them to work for a link, I thank you right now. If you donated something to the kitties, they thank you so much. We love you guys so much. All right, Rossi, you are up, love. Rossi, your word is inspiration. Really, wow. You are one of the most inspiring people I know. But yeah, I got you. I got you, girl. All right. So once again, they want me to grab the golden healer for you, Rossi. So I know you were here at the beginning, and I know you know I don't have a actual like printout. I don't have a source for this beautiful babe yet, but word of mouth. And what I can tell you, what I know so far, is that it's probably one of the most best things that's happened to me, and I don't know how it's doing what it's doing, right? It's just sitting in the living room. It's just sitting there, and it's radiates energy that it heals. I didn't even know it was healing anger. I have a bad anger issue. We all know this. We all know this. How many times have I snapped out and got up on here and vented and not gave a damn? Consequences be damned. I ain't give a damn. I'm neither monetized nor will I ever be. You and everybody else can kiss my entire woo, right? So many times I've wanted to do that since this beautiful, gorgeous crystal walked into my life. I can only imagine what the next one's going to do, because the next one is going to be, well, like I said, I can't tell you guys anything more yet. But I can't even imagine, right? I can't even imagine. All right. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy. You have an action, and I wouldn't see anything other than it. And it's literally exactly where we're at. We're going to look at the archetypes that could possibly help you fix and tweak this beautiful, gorgeous chandelier that's made out of gem that you are. But the first thing Miles wants me to start with is taking a positive action, right? This woman is soaking in a bathtub. Maybe it's a sea salt bath, or maybe it's a lavender bath. Let's take a guess. Let's literally let our mind wander. She's literally holding up a kite that looks like a boat sail, and she's blowing it. Take me away. It's that Calgon take me away moment, right? It's that instant action. I don't care if I ever come back, right? You have to take action in order to get there, right? You can't wait for anyone. So your take action challenge is take out a pen and paper right now. Courageously write down 3 things in your life that need urgent, massive action, cleansing, and removal. Those are your keys, and that's all you've got. Now run your hand on your chakra chart. Imagine yourself as you touch every one of the chakras and force them to change, whether they are locked, blocked, or asleep. Your challenge is just as deep. It only happens when you pick up the pen. So, I love a good challenge, right? I know you do too. So, I don't know what these archetypes are going to be, but I can understand that it starts with 2 of coins, and that 2 of coins is about removing the distractions, right? a juggler can juggle a lot of shit, right? I see some people are coming in and hello and Chloe, I want to boast and brag about you because I think you're just awesome. Feel free to drop anything for Chloe's crystals on stones or crystals, guys. Anything if you need crystal wise or if you have questions, Chloe's your girl. So or her or Maruda actually. But you know, Maruda is just the book of knowledge herself, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, you've got this two of coins, right? So the little tweak is the distractions. It's not the actual juggling itself, and it doesn't matter that you've got a new guide that is. She's got a new guide. You've got a new guide that's coming in and forcing you to remove the distractions of what I feel like is going on, right? It's like all of a sudden they're getting less and less, right? I feel like they're slowly, like, as soon as they creep in, they're over here going ping pong, bink. They're like binking them out of the way. Or maybe they're a kind of guide that goes, ooh, and pinches it. Like, you know, the little mean kid that used to pinch all the ants with their shadow fingers. You know what I mean? Sometimes our guides have to be that way. It doesn't mean that they are cruel. It doesn't mean that they want to hurt you. It means they want the best for you. And if you aren't willing to take action and you ask them to do it, they're going to do it. They're just going to start doing shit and shit's just going to start happening. And you're going to be like, what's happening? What you asked for. And because you didn't take action, life itself is happening to you. Yeah, you may be physically in the present and the current catching hell, but it's all about the action in it, right? So remember that as you go along the way, as you think about the inspiration, you yourself are the muse to this. You are the justice within the lines of blurred distractions that will be removed, right? So I'm going to throw them down because I want to know that the inspiration comes from the peace and sanctuary of something that you already have, right? This is something that you already have, and I have a feeling that I knew you were about to say it. It has something to do with knots, right? Miles loves talking about your knots. You can make some amazing magic knots, witch knots, whatever you want to call them, right? Your ability and your crafting skills when it comes to making those knots, whether it is in a crocheted piece or it is in something sacred for you, or it is just a prayer cloth, or maybe it's a tablecloth that you made. Whatever it is that you made, or maybe it's some pirate socks that are thigh highs. I don't know. All I know is that Miles says that those magic knots are still your way through. So I don't know if you're just hesitant to figure out this new pattern or just not understanding what exactly it means for you to do this. But it starts with those magic knots, and it always will lead you back to the peace and sanctuary of finding the inspiration that you need by working and letting those knots start, right? When Miles wants me to make a new sigil or a new seal, or he wants me to pick up a new client, he makes room for that, right? He finds, like, every time I turn around, there'll be a book open, or my sketchbook will be out, or pencil will lay and fall down somewhere, and I'll be like, really, Miles? Really? It doesn't matter what I do as long as I don't leave it blank, right? And that's what it's about. Sometimes it's just about picking up that crochet needle and holding that yarn and just starting with those chain links, right? Don't know where it's going to end up at. It may not even end with that. Maybe it's a ball of clay. Maybe you're going to make something and it'll be forged through the forge fire. I don't know, but it sounds wonderful and I can't wait to hear about it. But it starts with you actually making it happen for yourself. Like, you have to get out there. I know I keep throwing them in your face, but it's all about the magic knots. That's what I got for you, babe. Nita, negativity, and Maruta is our closure. All right, Nita, you're up, babe. Negativity. All right, so again, we are jumping right back into that Apache tier. I don't know if you were here for the little spill for the Apache tier, but what I'm going to tell you is that it not only repels it, it like literally throws it back. It's like that tenfold thing. When somebody does something to you back in the day, I would have threw it back and played the tit for tat, and we would have just gone and gone and gone and gone and gone. It would have been a never ending game, right? Now, no. See, what's going to happen is I'm just going to send it back to you. I'm going to return that negative to you, and however life, karma, destiny, and fate decides for it to be served back to you, it's coming tenfold because I returned it to you tenfold. Now, what they add along the way, it's not my karma to pay because I didn't start it, right? So when we are learning that negativity is literally like I'm rubber and you're glue, so what you say bounces off me and sticks to you, that kind of shit that we learned in kindergarten applies. I'm not kidding you. Once you start simplifying yourself, you start realizing that there is a whole lot of shit in your brain that you don't need, right? There's a whole lot of materialistic things probably in your life that you don't need. You may have something that you think is absolutely wonderful, but something that you need is making sure that that thing becomes an obstacle for you, or all of a sudden it's not easy for you to manipulate it or handle it anymore. It's because life is trying to get you to rehome it, remove it, separate it from you, right? So, in the world of negativity, I want you to understand that even if you do not have an Apache tier, maybe you can get one. And if you can, great. I am not offering or advising anyone to go buy anything in the words of everybody's favorite Uncle G. Purchase responsibly. What I'm saying, I want you to understand what kind of power you're dealing with when it comes from an Apache tier, right? There is something about having it, just holding it, knowing. I don't care what no one says right now. Had I known this maybe a few nights ago, I may have had this and the golden healer. I can't imagine what that person is going through because I'm sure they have already, or they will be quite quickly, catching some karma for their negative. People, when you're doing right, the universe don't like when ugly gets done to people that are doing right. So as long as you're doing right, don't worry about the negativity. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Word of mouth will carry you through, and just return the energy back. Don't feed into it. Don't add nothing to it. I don't care what it is. Do not feed into it. Stopping that right then and there and telling it to go in here. You can't come to me, but you can go here. I have somewhere for you to go. I'm not going to throw you away, because if I throw you away, that means I have to literally put something into you, right? I'm going to have to store you. I'm going to have to carry you. So whether I'm carrying you to file 13 or I am carrying you just in my head with that negative pinball that's going bing bong in my head, don't let it. Return it immediately, without a doubt, without the negativity. Matter of fact, want that person to eat. They just can't eat at your table. Want that person to succeed. They just can't succeed on your skirt tail. Want the best for that person. You just can't be there to watch them fall down and bump their heads and learn their lessons along the way, because you are living your life away from them. Because finding balance within yourself and pushing the negativity away is the only way you are going to remove it physically out of your life. You cannot entertain it and want it to go away, no matter what it is, no matter who it's coming from. I don't care if it's coming from your parents, your children, your grandchildren, your own fathers and forefathers. I don't care if it's coming from your mortal enemies. I don't care if it's coming from a bully. You have to stop it by not letting it into your head and then removing it from your heart so that it no longer gets to rent any space for free, right? So you're coming in with 5 of coins energy and reverse and empress energy, right? So the archetype in all of this is you, right? This empress energy is about understanding that you yourself are worth it. Look at that empress. They are birthing something into this world, right? They are bringing something to life. You can see this as positivity, right? So literally the fixture to negativity is positivity, right? People can't stand positivity. It's not as infectious or contagious as negativity. It doesn't spread as quickly, matter of fact. And yeah, while one smile may change one person's day, a negative will cast away for days and days, right? So, what is needed is a positive, right? So, every time that 5 comes into you in the wrong way, first tell it to go. Remove it. You don't come in my house being loud, rude, disrespectful, disobedient, dirty, nasty. You're not coming up in my house like that. And that 5 is us, right? That 5 is the body. So if I'm not allowing you to come at me, trust me, I'm not coming back at you. I'm just letting you know, you have hit a boundary that you can't cross no more. You don't get to rent space in my head for free no more. You ain't trying to change, and I'm already changed. I've already decided to make the change. Once you make the change, once you make the thought happen, the action will come, right? So understanding that your action has serious consequences because your action is learning from karma, right? I don't know how many times this card has bit me in my ass, more times than I ever probably am willing to accept. Not admit, but accept, right? Because sometimes I don't want to see it for what it is. I don't want to understand. I want to think that there was still something positive there. I want to see the best in people. Bullshit. Bullshit. You can't. At some point, you have to call a spade a spade. Like I said, it doesn't mean you don't want them to continue to live and thrive and be good or do whatever. They just can't do it on your dime anymore. They can't do it in your headspace anymore. Them days is over with. So it's time to come to the edge and remove the chaos, right? Because the divine being has spoken this into existence. Your fixture is positivity. I know it's crazy. I know it's stupid. I know it sounds insane. But every time you hear something negative, if you immediately, even if it doesn't apply to whatever the hell they said, if they just said that you did bloop-diddy bloop 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 with so-and-so on Thursday, May 3rd. May 3rd of when? Like, it's not even here yet. Like, May 3rd last year? Well, hell, I'm nowhere near the same person I was. Right? So what you need to understand is it's at that moment right there that they want you to take action. Taking action. Every night before you go to bed from this day forth, I want you to write one word positive down. While you're asleep, your brain will take notes and connect it to something else. The next day, I want you to write down something that's important from the day before that you learned from writing that positive word down. Continue to do this every day till you get to 7 days. When you get to them 7 days, let them 7 days be the opportunity to bring balance into your life. You will watch your debts lower and your credits grow, right? So not exactly the debt as in balancing checkbooks, right? That karmic debt that you yourself are paying because you may still be beating yourself up because of someone else's negativities. We can't do a damn thing about someone else's opinion about us. Damn hell, who cares, right? I don't care how you think of me. I don't care how you see me. My life, my experiences, they're my truths, and neither you nor them nor they will call me a liar or tell me that it isn't my truth, right? That's the way you refire the negative and turn it into positivity. You show them what you are capable of, not who you inspire to be. That you hold dear to yourself and stop sharing it with them because they are taking advantage of that. They're even possibly benefiting it, and you're not, because you're allowing them to fill that space with something that isn't being filled with positivity first. So your fixture is literally writing something positive down every time something negative is sent your way. Reach one, teach one. Just paying it forward will change a way. That's what I got for you, babe. Hey, fun boy. I haven't seen you in forever. Alrighty, Maruta Design. Uh, design. Hmm. Miles is kind of torn right now. This is the first time he's been torn. Yeah, I know there was a lot in there. Miles tends to get really heavy with metaphors and similes. It's his thing. He's a bit heavy. I don't know if you've dealt with any fifth dimensions, but oh man, they are something else. I don't know. I guess the curtain, the clouds, the timing of the lighting is just wonderful. All right, so here's where he's literally saying, like, he can't choose. I feel like he's having the hat from Harry Potter when the sorting hat wants to put Harry Potter in Slytherin, but Harry doesn't want to go to Slytherin, and Harry, so that there's a give and take, a pull of this or that going on. But there's so many things you could be so great, and you could do all of this, and you could do all of that, right? So here's where I feel like Miles is kind of at, because he's feeling like between these two stones that are up here, and it's not that you can't absolutely have them both and choose them both. What he's saying is that because there's two different stones that apply to your one feeling, your one reason for needing this, right? For understanding this. So what I will tell you is that the two stones he is torn between is the Lemurian quartz crystal, which is obviously about the Akashic records, history, knowledge, but it's also about the halls of knowledge, right? Those libraries of little intricacies that sit somewhere around Hathor's realm, and they're just endless, right? There's no beginning, there's no end, and sometimes when you get in them, you don't even realize you're there until you're just in this gorgeous, beautiful library, and the hallways are never ending, and any book that crosses your mind just pops up, right? The knowledge is just there, right? But he also wants to understand that there's something so much more for you in this supreme nurturer, this Orca Jasper, right? This specifically because it is a supreme nurturer, right? Sometimes we can do too much nurturing. We can only do so much when we ourselves are people pleasers, coming from someone that used to be one. I know. Of all the crazy, mucked up stories you guys have heard me tell through the years, yeah, yeah, there was people in my life I found that I was people pleasing because, well, I wasn't being fair to myself. I wasn't forgiving myself. I wasn't being honest with myself. I was giving to them without giving to me. I was definitely paying them and I wasn't paying me. I was giving, and they were taking, and no one, including me, was refilling the cup that everybody survived on, right? So when we think about that in itself, that cup, that survival cup, that's where Miles is struggling, right? Because sometimes we have to back up, right? So I want you to, if you have them, I want you to grab that Lemurian quartz crystals, and I want you to grab that jasper, or if you have specifically an orca jasper, I want you to grab them, and I want you to make your own choice. I want you to know that you don't have to nurture, nourish, supply, or baby a king baby. You don't have to be anyone's crutch. right? If someone is making you feel like that, they don't deserve you, okay? That might be why he paired these two together. Ultimately, I'm only going to be able to pick one stack, and he still hasn't picked that yet. But what I can tell you is that whichever one it is going to be incredibly, probably pinpointing to one specific thing, right? When you pair something like this to something like this, as someone that works with quartz and crystals in the root work, what I can tell you is that this forces us to remember even what we don't want to. It forces us to realize sometimes we have to stop the pain in our heart, in our head, in our soul, in our roots. We have to stop the pain. We can't keep reliving the pain. It's about playing the memories, pausing the moments, stopping the pain, and replaying the happiness, right? Sometimes we kind of get those out of order, but if you're a 70s or an 80s kid, boy, I bet you know them by heart, right? Because it was on every boombox, every record player. It was pretty much everywhere you looked in the 70s and 80s, right? Everybody had those symbols. You can picture those symbols, the play button. We all know what a play button is. We all know what a replay button is, a pause button, and a stop button, right? Those are your symbols that you will be looking at as you go through your own halls of knowledge, as you recall what it is. As I recall the pile for this is the one ultimately he wants you to remember, because what he doesn't want is that gorgeous, supreme nurturer to be hurt. This isn't this. Although this is bigger than this, doesn't mean that it's better, right? This can hold more negative than this can, right? This Jasper, this fragile nurturer can take more bullshit. He wants you to remember why you are the ultimate supreme nurturer that you are. You are going to have an action, and that action is about a rebirth, right? Sometimes the hardest thing for us as root workers and light workers, wherever you are on your yin yang, whether you're a root worker or a light worker, and we work in the parallel somewhere in between, wherever you're at. What you have to know is that when you grow from one thing to another, there's this mind explosion when the universe gets your attention and proves that you have to unlearn something just so you can relearn it the correct way, right? So that in itself is your action. Your action is about experiencing a rebirth. This is something that you already know very well. This is something you may have repeated multiple times. I'm not exactly sure, but your action in this is because there's something you're missing in it, and you keep repeating it over and over and over again. So this can be your last rebirth as long as you take the action and don't let this gorgeous supreme nurturer get broken again or cracked along the way from somebody that isn't deserving of you anyway. Your guides are asking you to step forth. Take 11 minutes of meditation and focus on only you. There is something that you need to know, but until you decide to take the time and slow down, you will not understand, or you will not learn. You will continue to repeat and digest and transform over and over and over. You won't transmute it, though, until you begin to meditate, contemplate, and discern. So take these words as you learn to embrace and give yourself the attention that you need, because you are far more important and you need far more time at this point to focus on your soul, your spirit, rather than those that only want to succeed off of you. I didn't pick the card, honey. Miles did. Sometimes when we are literally looking at ourselves, this is the deck that I used for our action for our Friday's fixture, right? We have to learn to start tweaking it. And if we don't tweak it, we are going to lose this grand chandelier and it will shatter and it won't be able to be put back together again. And we are no longer Humpty Dumpty for no one else but ourselves, right? So there is no place like home, right? That's a good place to start that meditation, right? When we do, whether it's four box, that box breathing that Uncle Gerald does, or some of those pulse breath meditations that Jackie does. I mean, not Jackie, but Terry from Holding Your Space. And then this morning I found myself, Miles led me to another person that does meditations, but I honestly, I don't want to speak on it because I'm not quite sure about any part of it. And I was really late getting into it, and all I felt like I was doing was asking questions and distracting people that were meditating. So I hope that I get to go back, but Miles goes to certain people for certain reasons, and ultimately it may not be every day, and it may only be once, or it may be for the rest of my life. That person is going to walk with me somewhere along the way. But all I know is that for you, your eternal self, before we go into your archetypes, they need you to understand that your highest self is the one that is reminding you that you are the only one deserving of your home. You and who you choose to be there. No one that forces their way in, no one that bullies their way in, or no one that isn't deserving of growing or willing to expand gets to come in. They don't get to be a part of your home. They don't get to be a part of your heart. So taking that action, going through the experiences, I know that shit hurts, man, especially when we are this. When you are this, right? This. Oh my God. This, Jasper, is a supreme nurturer. So when you are that way and the universe and Miles says, but you need to remember, you have to stop the pain. You're the only one that can hit the stop button. Or otherwise, it's just going to be going on replay over and over and over and over. But it's not going to be the good memories that are playing over and over. You're not going to be hitting new walls and learning new lessons. You're going to be hitting the same wall in the same spot, making a hole bigger that you eventually can't crawl out of. So do not break you, break them. Do not disappoint you, disappoint them. Do not let you down, let them down. Eventually they'll get it and they'll start picking their own damn self up along the way and realize they could have done it the whole damn time. You were just being their crutch. So you, your archetype is the fool. And look which fool it is. So again, that 5, right? Yeah, it's 5 swords. Yeah. Stinking thinking, right? But air is also up there. And up there is where you're going to find out why sometimes you keep putting another little crack in that gorgeous, beautiful, nurturing heart of yours. You are one of the best people I know. And sometimes it almost feels like a tower moment when we have to understand that we have to learn something. It has to hurt. You have to feel it because it's the only way we're going to remember. And then when we remember, we get to go back and we get to pick up all those grains of sand and anchors along the way because they're always ours. And we always needed them and we always had them. And now we value them so much more because we recognize them and how strong they were the whole time. We just weren't using them in the right place, right? We weren't letting the anchors guide us. Let the anchors guide you through the halls of knowledge or the Akashic records. Can't wait to see what you find on the other side, babe. I love you. That's what I got for you, Margaret. Alrighty, guys. All right, we have made it. We went over 10 minutes. I'm so sorry for any of those beautiful gems that was like, come on, Ursa, come on, come on, come on. You know, Miles, he gets a little long-winded. Well, okay, maybe y'all don't, but there are a few of you here that have heard him in your head. And if you hear a chipmunk talking all really high voice, really fast, all of a sudden, and I mean a very high-pitched voice, talking very quickly, and maybe pressure behind your right ear, I have a feeling you probably felt or met Miles, or at least something similar to him. And boy, when they want something, they are annoying. I thank you guys so very, very much. Again, I thank you now if you hit up one of those lists or even ask for them. But check on your future and fellow gems. Make sure they know that they are loved, wanted, needed, and desired, even if it's just us. Until next time, guys, I'm sending you many blessings, positive healing vibes, and good hope, right? I hope your hope cup got refilled. I hope that you took everything that resonated. I cannot wait to see you on Monday. We are getting closer, closer, closer to that very special live that's coming up on the 24th of May, and it will be at a holy place, just not a church. I will be on sacred ground. It will be a cemetery. Ha ha ha. And we will have S boxes and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you Monday. Bye. Do all the YouTubey things, guys.